And so we're really excited to be with you tonight. We have two incredible testimonials that I think that you're going to be amazed at. And we want to get started. But for those guests that have never seen Eric or myself, I want to introduce myself. My name is Laura Balzer. I am a senior presidential director with LifeWave. I have been a part of this incredible biotech company for 3 years. And Eric, why don't you say a little bit about you? Because you're
Thanks, Lauren.
amazing.
Yeah, I'm a presidential director with the company. It found us a year and a half ago. We live in Vermont, and it's just been this incredible journey. We're so blessed and grateful to have this information. So, yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So as always, but I'm really excited. I'd like to get started, Eric, and interview Bill. Bill, you're unmuted. You're ready to go. I'm just going to kind of let you introduce yourself and give us a snapshot of what life was and looked like for you prior to being introduced to this technology. What have you noticed and where are you now?
Well, back in February the 4th, I was introduced to this product from a great friend of mine, Dr. Ray Charles. And my wife actually stumbled across this first, and she used me as what you call a guinea pig. Well, I've been walking around with a cane, bent over, and some people say I was bent in a 7-degree angle. Looked like I was looking for money. I shuffled along. I couldn't run. I couldn't stand up straight, and I couldn't raise my arms. I had a series of various things wrong with me. I had 2 torn rotators, my right rotator cuff. I had five titanium hooks holding it together. My lower back at 4 different locations that doctors wanted to operate on, and in order to give me some kind of relief to stand up. And they were talking about putting a steel stent in my back, but I refused to have that. So I tried the patches on the 4th of February. On the 8th of February, I was standing up straight, which really freaked me out. I tried my X39 on my back, on my neck rather, and Eon. And I was flabbergasted. So I went to church that following week, and people noticed when I came into the doors of the church, they said, "Where's your cane?" I said, "At home with the rest of them." And said, "Oh, you stand up straight." So I went to go sit down in the back of the church like I normally do. And, we got a group of guys, we'd be back there, we praising and shouting out loud. We actually like cheerleaders. The ministers and deacons saw me, and they made me get up from my seat and pushed me up to the front and said, "You're going to give a testimony." And I said, "Okay." Well, I was told that I got 30 seconds to say it before, just before benediction. And what can I say in 30 seconds? So I turned around, I looked at the people when I finally got my spot, and I said, "You guys know me. I'm a guy that always walk around looking like I'm looking for money," which I end up doing sometimes. And here I am. I've been, God placed things in front of you to help you, people or things, whatever that is, in order to solve your problem. And I took off running, and they went crazy. And they've been calling me ever since then. And matter of fact, some of those people have gotten involved with this business with us. I mean, it happened so fast, and the excitement, is just making it, we became manager before we knew it. We didn't even know what it was when it was presented to us, on pure excitement and ignorance. I guess we call it.
So Bill, let me ask you a question. And if anybody missed this, you lived with using a cane. Now, you guys, when Bill showed me how much he was bending over, he looked like he was a 4-foot man.
Yes.
You really did. Like when you showed me how bent over you were, how long were you like that
For 10 years,
before you started using the patch? How many?
2014.
10
Wow.
years.
10
Wow.
years.
Wow.
I
Wow.
looked so bad that I was with my mother in Virginia, and we went in the store, and there were people. This man walked up to us. She's 97. He said, "Y'all make a beautiful couple." I said, "Sir, that's my mother." She bust out laughing.
She loved it. You hated it. I'm pretty sure that statement. So how tall are you, Bill?
I'm 6'1.5".
Okay. That's a massive difference to be bent over that much and to be able to come upright. What did that feel like? Like, what was that?
This is amazing. I mean, I thought I was ready to live the rest of my life bent over, and I felt like it looked like month after month I was bending over even more. So to actually stand up straight, I'm trying to get used to this mechanics.
Wow.
I mean, I can run, jump.
Wow.
And I had to be careful with this too, because this is new. So my wife has always did all the physical work, and I'm on the sidelines. She carries the bags or whatever, and I have to just keep up with her. Now I'm doing it. I was up on a ladder yesterday, or actually early this morning. I fell, and I got up, and I had to learn to take my time and to get used to where I am now, because I got more confidence. By the way, I'm okay. I have more energy, more resilience, I'm more flexible, and everything has changed.
Now, you mentioned your shoulders, like we're so focused on your back, but I mean, like
my arms used to come up. I couldn't go no farther than this. Now I can do my arms. I can move my arms all kinds of ways. You have no idea. I thought I was bound to be just a old looking man. I'm going 71 this year in a few months, and I'm 71 years young, and I mean that.
Deborah, you got your man back.
Yeah,
absolutely. One of the pastors at the church came to me on that Sunday, and he said to me, "Deborah, I didn't know your husband was that tall." Because most of the time I'm 5'2", and he usually looks at me eye to eye. That's how bent over he was.
Wow.
Yeah. It's made a tremendous difference in our lives.
Oh, it has. I mean, it has to have. I don't know how experiencing something that dramatic could not. And you're just starting. Both of you are just starting using these. And I feel like that's huge. And you guys, when I talk about the science and tech a little bit later, you'll understand the vastness of that. But Bill, I just can't imagine another 6 months or another year or another year. It's going to be phenomenal for you and both of you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Both of you.
Mm-hmm.
My wife's skin looks prettier. Using the aloe vera, her skin is softer. And I've looked at her, I said, "You don't need no makeup."
Oh, that's sweet. 71 and just still laying it down. I love it. Nice and sweet. Well, we appreciate you guys so much, and definitely we would love if you would come back in 3 or 4 months and share with us again and give us an update, because I know it's just going to gradually continue to change for both of you. And I just really appreciate you guys for coming on.
Yeah. I can't wait until we go back to his orthopedist in the next few months and they do x-rays. I can't wait to see that.
You have to save those and bring them. Bring the
Yes.
before and after so we can put them up on the screen and let everybody see them. That would be amazing.
My endocrinologist asked me, he says, he gave me a clean bill of health with my diabetes. He's lowering the medication, and he's taken me off of quite a few of them. And he saw the patch on my hand, Eon, and he said, "What is that?" I was ready to leave. I ended up staying in there extra 20 minutes to explain this to him. Then he looked it up on his computer. He said, "David Smith." I said, "No, David Smith, Dr. David Smith." He looked it up. He asked me all these questions. When I got home, I sent him some more information. He said, "Thank you." This guy's from the Ukraine. And when he speaks, his accent is amazing. He's always fussed with me. He said, "You got to drink more water."
Yes, you do.
Yes. Now we
Everybody
do.
on
Now
here,
we do.
drink more water. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great tip to leave us with us, Bill. Thank you. Thank you. So Eric, I know that you have a tremendous guest that you've invited on tonight, so I'm going to turn it over to you.
Wow, Bill, Deborah, that was just incredible. Thank you. My goodness. Well, I want to welcome Pastor David Withers. David, share with us what your journey's been. I know you've been on the patches for a while now, but how did you hear about these and what's your journey been like? I know it's incredible what's happened, and you're one of these one patch wonders we talk about. So share with us what's happened.
All right. Good evening, everybody. I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas, and last year this same time I was in Kansas City. I got a first cousin there, and we went up there, my brother and I, to worship with them during Pentecost week. And my cousin told me, said, I got something I want to talk to you about. And he he told me about the patches and told me what they could possibly do for me. I said, sign me up, sign me up. And when I got home, he did a conference call or a Zoom meeting with Eric, and he shared with me, and I got on the patches. In fact, this is exactly about the same week that I started on the patches last year.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's been amazing. I mean, I noticed in the first month that let me just tell you what I have. I was dealing with sarcoidosis, which has affected my lungs, and I was breathing at 72% on a good day, and most days weren't good. Diabetes running in the family on my father's side, and I've been a diabetic since I was 47 years old. And like the gentleman just got through talking, I'm 71 years old. So I
Wow.
had diabetes for a while. After that, I developed neuropathy in my feet. And of course, I've been dealing with high blood pressure. But I got on these patches, and within the first month, the neuropathy cleared up in my feet. I went to my endocrinologist, and she said, "What in the world are you doing?" I said, "What are you talking about?" She said, "Your A1C has gone from 8 to 5.6. You're pre-diabetic." She said, "What are you doing?" So I told her about the patches. And then I went to my renal doctor, and he was checking my blood pressure and everything. He said, "Wow." I said, "What is it, man?" He said, "Your blood pressure has never been perfect." He said, "Man, your blood pressure is perfect. What are you doing?" And again, I had to share with him what I've been dealing with and being on the patches, and all of that has cleared up now. In fact, I've been able to lose 30 pounds since last year, so it's just been a blessing.
Wow. And you said your breathing was 72%.
Yes, sir. I haven't been on prednisone since June of last year. I've been totally off the prednisone. And that, if people ask me, what have I been doing? I said, I've been taking prednisone since I was 47 years old. I'm not taking it now. So I was able to lose some weight, you know.
Absolutely incredible.
Right.
From 57 to 70, you were on prednisone.
Yes, that's right. That's right. That's right.
And was it COPD, Pastor Withers?
Not COPD, but sarcoidosis.
Okay.
It can affect any part of your body, but it affected my lungs. And whenever I had to have surgery, the doctors had to, my primary care physician had, not my lung doctor, had cleared me because my lungs looked like a cancer patient, the specks on my lungs. And it was just bad. It was just bad. So can you still see me? Something popped up on my screen.
Yeah,
we can see you.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, good.
That is absolutely incredible. And
yes.
what's the time frame?
The lungs.
Yeah.
I noticed that in the second month, how my lungs have cleared up. I was breathing, and but in fact, I'm off of the steroids. I've been able to get off 5 different medications, and my doctor's giving me my renal doctor said, "Man, you're gonna mess around and live 100 years old."
We've heard that before.
Yeah,
Wow.
I told him there was a lot of things I was trying to accomplish, but I wasn't trying to accomplish that one. You know, I'd like to live a long time, but not a.
Wow. And which patches were you using, Pastor?
The Eon patch, the X39, and the carnosine.
Okay.
And since then I've gotten on the X49.
Okay. Fantastic.
It has been a blessing. I want to let me see if I can find this real quick.
So you've a lot of people have seen your results and have you've been able to share this blessing with a lot of people, haven't you?
Oh yeah, yes sir, yes sir.
I
got a brother that he and his wife are both on them, and he's taking more patches. He's on more patches than I am. Of course, his money is a lot better than mine, but it's all good.
I think it's totally interesting that you don't know Deborah and Bill at all, right?
No,
And
no, no.
two families of faith, two pastors, both 71 years old, both with miracle stories, and this is all unplanned. Laura and I didn't talk before this, right?
Right, right, right,
Eric
right,
and I
right,
haven't
right.
talked since last time we were together.
Is
Yeah.
that right?
Just absolutely amazing. I love it. This is one for the
Wow.
record.
I a few months ago, I passed by my cousin's house, and she was slumped over in a chair outside, and it put tears in my eyes because I know what she's been dealing with. She had throat cancer, and they had to take her voice box out, and she type out, and it says what speak for. She can say something, but you can't understand it, But I went home, talked to my wife, and I decided to purchase some patches and gift them to her. I
Beautiful.
think she's been on them about 4 months now. But I called her
Oh,
a couple of months ago and I asked her how she was doing. And I'm going to read this to you. It's real short. She said, I went to the doctor yesterday and I was floored. My lab results were almost perfect. I still have some anemia, but I've been anemic for over 30 years. My kidney function increased by 12 points and my A1C is 6.2. The doctor reduced my long-acting insulin to 13 units. I don't need the fast-acting insulin anymore. Everything else on my CBC was normal. She said, thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank God.
Gives me goosebumps. Pastor David,
Mhm.
I love your willingness to help others. And Deborah and Bill, same thing, and everybody on this call. This is about love and blessing and helping others. And if you hear somebody say the word business, don't worry about it, because the only way
Yes,
that
sir.
you go
Yes,
forward
sir.
is helping others. So, Laura, I'm going to turn it back over to you. That's David. Pastor, I'm so happy to know you, and I'm just over the top excited about what you're doing to help others and for your health. It's just amazing.
Well, I'm the most excited and amazed man in the building.
Well,
I'm
you
speechless.
know,
Go ahead.
Eric, we've got this on speaker view, and if you guys have it on speaker view, you have gallery. But the beautiful thing about for Eric and I, we both have it on speaker view, and we can see the four of us, and to sit here and look at Pastor Withers, see Deborah and Bill sit there and watch the smiles as they hear and watch each one of them talk, because they know exactly what each has experienced. And I don't know about you, Eric, but a 71 never looked so good.
I'm telling you. Yeah.
Right?
You all
So
look fantastic.
So grateful for all of you, because you guys are the epitome of light and love and gift. And I hope if anybody that was invited tonight missed this, gets this recording, because I know for a fact it's going to move them greatly. So here's the thing. Here you have two gentlemen and Deborah, who's got incredible looking skin, right? And she's just a love. How does something the size of a quarter, okay, do what they're saying that it does? And it does it very simply, you guys. I think that's what I love about this technology, Eric, is the simplicity of it, but it carries such vastness with it. So you guys, I have my patch on my chest right here, and I'm going to take it off so you can see it. But this is what we're talking about. It's a patch about the size of a quarter. Now, for our guests, I know that you're probably used to hearing the word patch, but along with that comes a transdermal patch, a patch that has a chemical, an herb or a substance or a solution on there that when you put that patch on your skin, it enters the body through the dermis or through the skin, enters the body and goes to work doing the things that whatever that patch promised you it was going to do. And there's many: hormonal patch, weight loss patches, pain patches. The list goes on and on, right? But this patch here is totally different. It's non-transdermal, meaning nothing is going in your body. So as you heard these gentlemen speak, they got started on this technology having many things going on, right? But they could continue doing the therapies or modalities or pharmaceuticals that they were doing with no concern of any contraindication by starting to use this patch. There's no interaction here. There are never any side effects. And as you heard this evening, it always works, okay? But the question always is how does it work? Well, if you notice in the center of this patch, there's a little white piece of gauze, a little white dot about the size of a dime. And it's protected and placed between these two polymer shells. It's two little pieces of plastic, you guys, that protects it. It's very sticky on one side and smooth on the other, right? You guys saw it sticking on my chest. But the important part of this patch is the center of it. And embedded into this piece of gauze is a proprietary blend that our founder, CEO, and scientist David Schmidt has invented. And Eric's going to touch on David a little bit. But what this is that proprietary blend consisting of nanocrystals. Okay, let me break it down for you a little bit. Organic amino acids, water, sugar crystals, and oxygen. Now, these are molecules, okay, not things we find in the kitchen, but molecules. And when these molecules come together, we like to call this formation in the field a crystal lattice structure. And this structure is a very tight weave. So I want you to imagine something reflective, like a mirror, okay? That's how tight it is. Well, you all know if you were to put your hand on your chest, you can feel the warmth coming off your body. We're all low-level infrared light or heat. We're always emitting. You can't see it unless you have infrared goggles on. Like if we were all hanging out, we're going to play paintball in the middle of the night, right? Because we can, because we're young now, right? With glasses, with those infrared goggles on, we would all be permeating a different color, blues, greens, yellows, hopefully not a lot of red and orange, right? But when I take this patch because of that power source of my body and I place it on my skin, the light that I'm emitting bounces off the center of this patch and reflects back towards my body. But when it reflects back towards my body, it comes back in a very specific wavelength of light. And that wavelength of light instructs my body to elevate a peptide that we are born with. Now, this peptide is incredible and has credible, what's the word I want to use? Eric, what do I want to use? Foundation for healing the body. This peptide is incredible. So I encourage you to Google and look up GHK copper peptide. It's an incredible peptide that we were born with, but it was only discovered about 53 years ago by a gentleman by the name of Lauren Picard. So I'm just going to give you a little information. You can jot that down. But this particular peptide, when it's elevated in the body, it instructs then our bodies to activate and mobilize and stimulate our master cells, our regenerative cells, okay? These are the cells that get to the root of the problem. These are the cells that go to work taking care throughout our bodies and put them in a state of restoration, regeneration, and restoring, okay? Or I should say repair. Now, here's the beautiful thing about this technology. I want you to think about this. We all started out as these master cells. The egg and the sperm got together, had a little party. That master cell was formed, and this is where our brains were formed, our lungs were formed, our heart, our limbs, our vascular system. This is how we began. So when we were born with an abundant amount of these regenerative cells. By the time we're 30, 35, you guys, we have half. Start thinking about maybe the little things you started noticing at 30, 35. Maybe little aches and pains that you didn't notice before. Maybe recovery. Maybe you just didn't recover as quickly from, I don't know, a cold or being out. I mean, my gosh, some people go on vacation now and they need a vacation from their vacation. I mean, think about that. We weren't like that when we were younger. But then you get into the age group of 60. These gentlemen here tonight are 71. At the age of 60, we've used up 80 to 90% of that master cell ability to get in there and regenerate and restore and repair. So by using this technology, we're giving our bodies the ability to do that again. Because I want you to know, within minutes of putting this patch on your body, you're literally starting to reset a third of the genes in your body. And these genes reset to a healthier, younger expression. And genes express to one another, you guys. And one of the genes that is expressing throughout our bodies is called P63. And it's that P63 that's known as a transformation protein is the one that is signaling those master cells to get up, get moving, and get going again. Because I want you to know that when you start using this, as you heard from these gentlemen tonight, it's not an overnight thing. They're still using, they're going to keep going because they understand that every 6 months using this patch, the body has the ability to reverse that cellular age. But I think with using this patch every 6 weeks, and the heart can then function 8 weeks younger, not at 4, not at 5 weeks, but at 6 weeks, that cardiovascular system will reverse its functionality by 8 weeks. So I want you to know that it's this easy to put it on. The clinical studies, which we have over 90, we place it on the back of the neck or the below the belly button. Great place to put them. But honestly, you guys, our whole bodies are infrared light. Put it anywhere, any spot will do. The key is to wear it for 12 hours on, 12 hours off, and make sure that you drink plenty of water when you're doing this. We want to provide a very plump cell so those cells can communicate well with each other. Have that conductivity, okay? So always remember, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, I've been patching for 3 years, you guys. I'll never not patch. I want my body to continue on that state of living younger, and being able to take care of itself. So Eric, I don't want to go too far because we're running out of a little time, but I do want to tell everybody here that to dive in a little deeper, I want you to go to startx39now.com. It is an amazing and informational site that we have, but I want to give Eric some time to share a little bit with you about David Schmidt and this incredible company called LifeWave.
Thanks, Laura. That was a phenomenal explanation.
Thank
So
you.
David Schmidt founded this company in 2004. It came out of technology that the Department of Defense and the Navy SEALs brought him in, and they needed a way for the Navy SEALs to go out in mini subs and not use caffeine and amphetamines. That's where this technology was born. He founded our company in 2004, so we're 20 years old. But the big discovery, there's a very famous, so this has been good enough for Navy SEALs for 20 years. There's a very well-known Olympian swimmer in 2008 that won a lot of gold that the Olympic Committee looked at this. They were going to strip his medals. They investigated. There's no chemicals or drugs in this. So this is literally changing the world, and everyone's going to know about it. So the big discovery, my first question was, watching this do what it's done, how does everybody not already know? Well, the only way to find out is from someone who knows about it, right? And this X39 was launched in 2019. So from 2019, David Schmidt, our founder, is an incredible, incredible visionary and leader. Unlike anybody I've ever met. He holds 130 patents. His uncle at Bell Labs had 150 patents. They're a family of genius. So when this launched, we went from roughly 20 million in sales to 380 million in 4 years, roughly 2,000% growth in the worst time in history to be in business, because this works. But I'm going to share, because this call was incredible, I'm going to go ahead and share this. I didn't ask anybody's permission, but when I first saw David Schmidt speak, and it was the most incredible thing I'd ever seen, and halfway through his talk, this is a genius level man, literally a walking Nikola Tesla. I mean that seriously. And halfway through his talk, he said, I want to talk about the science of unconditional love. He had my full attention. And at the end, he said, I'm going to open this up for questions. And somebody held up a patch and said, how did you ever create this? And he immediately, with all humility, said, I don't take any credit. I'm a Christian. I'm a believer. I prayed. This set of circumstances does not happen when you find a man with the wisdom and humility to ask for help, the intelligence of a Nikola Tesla, and the perseverance to sacrifice greatly to make this happen. This doesn't happen every 150 years in human timelines. This is very special, and we treat it with great respect and responsibility. So we appreciate everyone's time. Laura, you did an awesome job. Deborah, Bill, Pastor Withers, thank you so much. And get back with the person that invited you and get the rest of the story.
I love it. Good night, everybody. Thank you, Pastor Bill. Thank you.